Yes, people, welcome back to the channel. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the propaganda machine. This is all things Arsenal, episode 16. And on today's episode, we got a lot to delve into. We got the big North London derby. We got some transfer rumours, some news about some outgoings, and a potential incoming. And also, we will begin with the women. Arsenal women. 6 players were part of the Euro winning side for England. And we also had a woman on the losing side, Mariana Caldente. Sorry. But our girls, Alessia Russo, she scored in normal time to equalize, to make it 1-1, to take the game to extra time after Mariana Caldente scored to put Spain in the lead, and the game went to penalties. The game went to penalties. And who scored the deciding penalty? Our girl, Chloe Kelly. Chloe Kelly and Russo both got into the Euros team of the tournament. So congratulations to those girls, and also 3 other girls played a part in the final. Beth Mead, Leah Williamson, and there's one more. So how can I forget Michelle Ajimak? Well done. Congratulations. Ruben Moy was on the bench, but we are all proud of all the girls. Congratulations, and I hope you can take that into next season, as we won the Champions League, but now we want that WSL. I feel like Chelsea might have won 5 in a row. It's about time that we win the WSL. So congrats, ladies. But now we got big game. Big game tomorrow. Arsenal play against North London Derby, the scum from down the road. We play against them in Hong Kong. Today there was an open training session, and one player, he stood out. All the fans wanted to see the new number 14, and the new number 14, he was not messing around. He was not messing around. If you want to see it, here it is. Victor Gyökeres, right in the top bins. Get in there, son. Go on, we play it again. All goes to him, top bins. Apparently, he scored 8 goals today. If that's the type of stuff you want to believe, is that the type of propaganda that you believe in? But all I do know, I'm very excited to see if he plays tomorrow. Arteta said he's only had one training session, and he would have had another training session tonight. So hopefully he's at least on the bench for tomorrow's game. And I'll give you my predicted lineup for the game, because a few players are meant to be back. Gabriel, he might play a part. Mosquera, he should be able to play a part. And potentially we might get the chance to see Victor Gyökeres playing his first game for Arsenal. So this is the team that I'm going with. So first of all, we got David Raya in goal, Ben White, Saliba, Kivior, and Mars Lewis Skelly, as Calafiori has been playing at centre back with Saliba, but he did take a little knock, so I wouldn't want to risk him. And then Zubimendi, Rice, and Wanyeri. You could make a case for Odegaard starting. You could make a case for, let's go as strong as we can. Let's try to put these scumbags to the sword. And then Saka, Havertz, and Martinelli. I think that is a strong enough side. Some players in this lineup, potentially Ethan, if he does play, will only get 45 minutes. But either way, this is a very strong side. And In the second half, the team that I actually want to see is this team. So we have Kepa in goal. I've gone with Calafiori at left back. Gabriel and Mosquera, centre back pairing. Then Josh Nichols. Sadly, Marley Salmon, he's not going to get to play, I don't think, as, yeah, Gabriel's back. Mosquera is also looking to play there, so I don't think he's going to get game time. Maybe he does if Gabriel isn't fit. But I've not gone with Zinchencko at left back. He has been playing at left back in a lot of the games, but nah, not for me today. Not for me. He's linked with a move away. I want to see more players that have more chance of still being at Arsenal next season in these lineups. Midfield, Norgard, Merino and Odegaard. This is a very, very strong midfield, and you could argue it's probably better than any midfield three Tottenham have to offer. Bissouma's looked bummy. Bentancur's not really lived up to anything. Sarr, just like a kid. So you could argue both of our any midfield combination pairing we go with will be stronger than that Tottenham midfield. Then I've gone with Max Dowman, Victor Gyökeres making his debut, and Leandro Trossard. So I think that is more than strong enough to deal with these scumbags from the down the road. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we can do a job over them tomorrow, and I'm expecting a game with a lot of intensity. I'm looking, maybe there's going to be injuries in this game. This is another thing. So maybe Gabriel shouldn't play. Maybe Calafiori shouldn't play. Maybe you don't even risk it because, like I said, this is going to be high intensity. There's going to be a lot of aggression. There's going to be a lot of passion. Yes, it's a friendly, but there's no such thing as a friendly when we play Tottenham. We hate them. We hate them with a passion. And I'm sure the players feel the same way. We had that little scrote, Richarlison, talking, running up his mouth to Saliba, saying you look skinny. Maybe you need to lift some trophies. That little scrote, the cheek of him. Yeah, I can't wait for the game tomorrow. And I really want us to do some damage to Tottenham. My score prediction, I'll give you a score prediction for this game. I was going with 2-1, but I'm not going with 2-1 no more. I'm going with 3-1 to the Arsenal. Saka, maybe it'll be 1-1 in the first half. Max Dowman and Gyökeres to score. The 15-year-old is going to cook them. Victor Gyökeres is going to cook them. Odegaard might even get an assist. We're going after them. I don't like them. The players don't like them. The fans don't like them. So we got to go and put them to the sword. So that's kind of the preview for the North London derby. Like I said, there's not a lot of team news to really go into other than Gabriel, potentially Mosquera and Gyökeres making their debuts. That is something that we do want to see. So now we'll take a look at, I'd say, the headline news. The headline news coming out of Arsenal. So there's been a lot of talk about Eberechi Eze. A lot of talk about him. So I've seen a little story about this. So as it says, Crystal Palace want a chunk of the 67.5 Eze fee up front as Arsenal talks continue. Palace asked for 35 million in advance if deals goes through. Glasner warns of false start if no new arrivals. I heard that he has only 17 players. This is Palace going into Europe with 17 players. This is Palace that won their first ever trophy. And this is how they're treating this manager. This manager's the greatest manager in their history. And they have the cheek to hang him out to dry. Nah, it's embarrassing. Quite frankly, embarrassing. So we have a picture here as Eze played for Crystal Palace in their friendly win at Crawley last week, but is thought to be keen on the move to Arsenal. Then you go down. Arsenal have been informed that they would have to pay more than half of Eberechi Eze's release clause up front to sign the England international, with Crystal Palace determined not to allow him to leave for less than a fee that could reach up to 67.5 million including bonuses. It is understood Arsenal officials have held initial talks with Crystal Palace over a deal for Eze, who has 2 years left on his contract at Selhurst Park. Palace are believed to have indicated that they are not willing to accept any bids below the 27-year-old's release clause and want 35 million in advance, with the rest of his initial 60 million fee due in installments. So, what's that? 25 million in installments. Yeah, we can give you maybe 5 million a year, Crystal Palace, for 5 years. I think that's fair. Fair value. Yeah. If Arsenal needs some negotiating help, I'll be there. But just give me a ring. I've sure negotiated a few deals, got the price down for a few things, a few bits and bobs. If you need a hand, I'll be there. I'll be there. We'll all be there. Anything to bring the boy Eberechi Eze back home. This is the player every Arsenal fan I know wants. Everyone wants Eze. The clause includes up to 7.5 million in add-ons and is thought to expire before the Premier League kicks off on the 16th of August. Wow. Although that is not understood to affect Palace's valuation of the player they signed from Queen's Park Rangers in 2020 for a fee worth up to 19.5 million. So, I know already what Arsenal's doing, aren't they? I know these cheapskates, they're definitely waiting. They are waiting to make some sales and then they're probably going to go in with a bid, aren't they? We know our Arsenal. I'm sure we all know our Arsenal. Because once that fee goes down, Crystal Palace have a choice. Because when the window ends, he's going to have 18 months. Because it's going to be January. And I don't think he's going to sign a new contract. Then, straight away, the price goes down. So Arsenal are trying to do the bully boy thing. We know better has been able to get the deals over the line. He's been negotiating very well. He got the Gyökeres fee down. And I think he might just be able to do the exact same thing with Eze. QPR are believed to be due 15% of any profit Palace make on the sale. So that also makes sense why Palace are kind of holding out, because they're trying to get max value. Because what, 15 million of the profit, so 19.5 to get to 67.5. Oh, I gotta do the quick maths. 23. Okay.
67 what?
So that's about 43 million pounds. I think that's the maths. Yeah, you ain't gonna get better maths than that. Oh no, that's wrong. That is definitely wrong. So roughly, I'm trying to do maths on the spot. So yeah, about 48 million pounds. That is the profit for the sale. So if Arsenal cut into that, 15% of that's going to QPR. So straight away, they're losing close to 10 million, no, even more than 10 million, about 12 million. So you can see why Crystal Palace don't want to let the fee go down, because they're going to be giving a significant chunk of that money to QPR. Arsenal officials are understood to have met with SA's representative last month to discuss personal terms, and he's thought to be keen to return to the club, where he was released as a 13-year-old. Of course, it, it goes more into the article. There's a lot more about having committed 200 million on 6 players during the window. Arsenal are hoping to move on the fringe players that could help fund the move for Eze. There is interest in Leandro Trossard from other Premier League clubs, as well as Borussia Dortmund, with the Belgian forward yet to sign an extension on his deal that expires next summer, although Arsenal have an option to extend it by 12 months. Reiss Nelson is being targeted by Fulham, while Albert Sambi Lokonga, Zinchencko and Fabio Vieira would also be allowed to leave for the right price. So people, you heard the news here first, haven't you? You've heard the news here first. We probably have to sell. Who would you sell? Leandro Trossard, if the right amount of money came in, do you want to sell him? 35 million. I think that's a fair price. I don't think we should be selling him for less than that. We do have the option for 12 months, so yeah, get rid. See you later, son. It was nice doing business with you, but when it's time to go, it's time to go, as a famous great man once said. So Trossard, that's 35 million. We're going to do some more accounting. We also have more news. So, as well as Reiss Nelson, it is also believed that Fulham also want Zinchencko. Fulham have made an approach to sign Alexander Zinchencko alongside Reiss Nelson. Arsenal are open to offers of around 15 million for the Ukrainian, with Fulham now considering making a formal bid after talks began with the players' camp early in June. So, of course, I don't agree with selling Zinchencko for 15 million. 20, 22 million, I think that would be a fair price. Ukraine captain, can play left back, can play centre mid, can play attacking mid. 22 million for a utility player. It's about time Arsenal start to sell people correctly. And surely we can get another 23 million for Reiss Nelson. 45. I think that deal would be good. Maybe you could say 35 for the two of them. 10 million in add-ons for certain achievable add-ons. That rises it to 45. After all, João Felix has gone for 45 million. Surely Zinchencko, Prem proven. Reiss Nelson, not as Prem proven, but he looked good for Fulham before he got the hamstring injury. Surely we can get the right amount of funds for these players. Surely. We got to stop selling people at a cheap. We got to add a premium. And maybe we could boost it up to 50, 55. Chuck in Lokonga. Fulham, they're our favourite neighbours, like our second team. They come, they get our strays. So please, Fulham, if you're maybe listening to this, if your accountants are here, just listen up closely. 3 players, this is a bargain. Arsenal don't really know how to sell. You could probably get all 3 for 50 million. That works out about 16.5 a piece. Perfect. 3 proven players. We saw Lokonga cooking at Luton. That's a bargain. You've already taken Smith Rowe, Iwobi, Bernd Leno. You even had Willian. Come on, Fulham, do the right thing. So that would maybe be about 55 plus the 35 for Trossard. Now we've raised the Eze funds. That is what Arsenal need to do. By hook or by crook, let us get rid of these players. And there's another player. That is also been linked with a move. And surely we can get 20 million, 25 million for this player. So, Ben Jacobs exclusive. West Ham have added Fabio Vieira to their list of midfield options. No approach yet, but Vieira now a name of interest. West Ham adding to add multiple midfielders this summer. Our London friends. It looks like all our friends in London, they're joining forces to come and take players off our hands. This is what we want. This is what we want. So, another 25. Now we've got the SA fund to about 100 million, 110. There's a bit more profit. We don't need to make more signings after that. We know these Arsenal accountants. We know they're stingy. Victor Gyökeres, he's already broke. Shirt sales. It's said that Arsenal are predicting to make 120 million in shirt sales. Victor Gyökeres playing a big part in that. So why not? Let's get these sales. Let's bring the boy Eze back to Arsenal. That is what I want to see. And also, if Fulham don't want Lokonga, there's also more news. So I saw this, but this is a month old. I don't even know where it's from. I don't know how credible it is, but this is all I've found. Exclusive Arsenal midfielder Sambi Lokonga attracts interest from Brentford, Forest and Fulham. Fulham are there. So, but maybe if it's not them, it's Brentford. If it's not Brentford, it's Forest. We'll do business. We're more than happy. Brentford, another London brother. Yes, come along. Chelsea, we seem to be their London brothers. We're always buying their players off them. Why are we ready to pay 52 million for Madueke and not 68 for Eze? That is the next question. For what? What is going on at Arsenal? These accountants, they're thinking about resale values. Listen, for once, let's forget these resale values. There's no point in thinking about resale values. Let's think of winning the league. Let's think of winning trophies. The more we win, the more the fans are going to invest in the club. That I can tell you for free. There is no better investment than investing in trophies. We know we struggle with sales, so let's win on the pitch. The fans will back the club. Everyone that's negative, they will all come together. They will all come together if Arsenal are able to win major trophies. No Mikel in, no Mikel out, no Mikel shake it about, no shake it to the left, shake it to the right, shake it to the left, shake it to the right, shake it to the left. None of that. Just go and do what is required, please, Arsenal. No messing around, no. No messing around. Bring my boy Eze to the carpet. That's all I want. Bring my boy Eze to the carpet. Please. Please make it soon. Quick, sharp. That's it. That's all I want. But people think that was kind of a quick one. I told you my score prediction 3-1. Bigged up the women. I've told you about Eze. I've told you about ourselves. So I hope you like, share, comment and subscribe to the propaganda machine. There's no better propaganda on the whole of YouTube. We're out, people. Bless.